Welcome to the Alpine Church of Spiritual Living this morning. I'd like to read our thought for the week on this Mother's Day. It's entitled, Mother May I. This Sunday we celebrate Mother's Day. A tradition started in the United States in 1907, and by 1914 was declared a national holiday. On this day, we honor our mothers, our grandmothers, and those within our circle of influence that have or are giving to us their love as only they can. This Sunday's topic is Mother May I. We pay homage to mothers' abilities and wisdom to make wise and supported decisions for those in their charge. Just as children and youth ask permission from their elders before pursuing new activities, it is wise for all of us, regardless of our age, to go within to receive wise guidance from our internal mother, the love that birthed us into this life. Love can be sweet and supple or brave and bold. All of us, whether male or female, have the mothering instinct in us. There's something about bringing forth new life, new energy, and new awareness that can spring us into broader horizons. What is happening in your world at this moment that is enticing you to reach deeper into your creative juices, to birth a new form of life? Realize and recognize that by bringing it forth, you are making a commitment to be there, to nurture and allow this new creative element to take on a life of its own. Love brings forth life but doesn't smother it. There is an innate freedom given to one's offspring that revels in stepping back and giving space for them to bloom and blossom in their own unique way. Turn within to your higher self, to the God of your being, to be led and guided to giving and expressing your divine creativity to bring forth new life into this world of effects. Nurture it with all your heart and soul, and then let and allow it to be free to grow and change as it will. Say with me, I give thanks for mothers everywhere who give and nurture their offspring in their own unique ways. I am grateful for my own ability to bring forth life in new and creative means. And so happy Mother's Day to all of you. I have chosen this title today, Mother May I, with the thought that the cosmic mother within and around us has birthed us and is continually giving us life. And so it's our opportunity to take the time to honor her, to respect this birthing prospect. And all humans, whether you're male or female, we all have this birthing ability within us. But we also have the ability to recognize that this divine guidance within us kind of sits back. Once it has given its birthing process, it's there, but not smothering, as I said in the thought for the week. That it's up to us, though, to ask and to query and to allow this beautiful being, this energy, this life energy that has given us this life, to lead and guide us, to ask, what is it for my highest and best good that I can do this day? You know, it's said that the universe always says yes. And so many times we want to be aware of what we're asking for. A lot of times we don't recognize that. Many times we're working on an unconscious modality, and we're saying words and doing actions that we really don't want to have experienced in our lives. But the universe is watching and says, oh, yes, you may have that. When we go into fear, when we go into self-doubt, when we go into all of those lesser than thoughts and emotions and feelings, the universe will support us in that and say, oh, that's what you want. Yes, I can support you in that. So we want to make sure that we wake up and recognize what our words and our actions and our thoughts are to be supportive for us. I believe that all of us are here on this earth plane to reveal more of this divine, infinite being that we are. That we are here to let that life that is unlimited live through us. And so there is a process called transformation that we go through in this life. And I'd like to share with you something that Richard Rohr wrote on this subject. And it's on his book called Yes and it's literally daily reading, and it just happened to be the one that I picked up today. How about that? Once a woman has carried her baby inside of her body for 9 months and brought it forth into the world through the pain of childbirth, she knows the mystery of transformation at a cellular level. She knows it intuitively, yet she usually cannot verbalize it, nor does she need to. She just holds it at a deeper level of consciousness. She knows something about mystery, about miracles, and about transformation that men will never know, in parentheses, which is why males have to be initiated, unquote, parentheses. Women who are not mothers often learn it by simply being in the community of women. The feminine body can be seen as the cauldron of transformation. Her body turns things into other things, turns an act of love into a perfect little child. Yet in her heart, she knows she did not do it. All she had to do was to wait and eat well, to believe and to hope for 9 months. This gives a woman very special access to understanding spirituality as transformation. If she is able to listen to her own experience and her own body, admittedly, not all women can do that. And so transformation is at the root of change. And all of us, whether you're a male, a father, you've been a mother, you see that little baby that comes into your life, into your way that you get to take care of it, and you look at the changes that happen to it each and every day, almost moment by moment. Sarah Roderick, in her book Maternal Thinking Toward a Politics of Peace, writes that mothers are characterized by attentive love. She has to learn early on that life is about change, not about standing her ground. All growth is about changing and adjusting to what is needed at this moment, with these tears and with this child. What is needed at this moment? And I think that children are so good at living in the moment, living in the now. And as we get older and we try to make sure that we have all the plans going on that we need in life, that's me, I'm a planner, that we forget that life is lived in the moment, in the now. But children can teach us that so much. They're so adept at living in the now. I have my 5-year-old granddaughter, Adeline, and she's going to be going to kindergarten in September, and I won't be able to see her as much because she's going to be in school. And so I decided that I see her on Tuesdays anyway, and then I thought, I'm going to add another day. I'm going to add Thursday afternoon. I'm going to go pick her up from her little preschool, and we're going to go have some fun things to do in San Diego. Well, it's during the week, and the crowds aren't coming, and we don't have to do it on Saturday. And so this last Thursday, I picked her up, and first thing she said, she wanted a cake pop. And I'm like, a cake pop? What is that? Well, I found out, I called her mother, cake pop, they sell them at Starbucks. Because I said, where do you get a cake pop? She goes, it's someplace with coffee. And she was right, so I found a Starbucks by there. I went and got her little cake pot, little pop. It's a cake on a stick. And it looked like a little kitty. So she had that. And I said, okay, where are we going to go that's fun? And she said, why do we have to go anywhere? I just want to go home. Oh. Yeah, right. And I said, well, okay, well, I'll take you home. But you know what? I had purchased something from a store not far from there. They live in North Park. So we were in North Park, and I just wanted to run to Lavish, which is in Mission Hills, to pick up this product I had ordered. And I said, okay, well, we'll go back home. We don't have to go anywhere, but let me just run over to Lavish and I'll get my product. Well, right about the time I arrived at Lavish, she starts crying and screaming, I want mama, I want mama. So I dashed into Lavish, grabbed my stuff. Okay, well, going as fast as I can to mama. Well, you know, it's a little bit, it's maybe 10 minutes, 15-minute drive at the most. And the whole time, she is in the back seat, screaming her head off. I want mama! Very loud, louder than that. And it was interesting because all I could do was drive, you know. I mean, I couldn't change anything about what was going on. And so I'm sitting there, again, being the observer of my feelings, being the witness to what's going on here, and thinking, oh, this is interesting. Yes, I'm observing myself, observing her screaming, and there's nothing I could do about it. And I couldn't soothe her. There was no way to change what she was going to do. She was just screaming, mama. And then I realized, I thought, okay, this is an opportunity. Much like when I was stopped by the police in Coronado a couple weeks ago. This is an opportunity for me to just live in the now, to live in the moment and accept what is. And so I had this thought that ran through my head. Emmett Fox, we've been reading Emmett Fox lately, and it said, this does not move me. And I'm sitting there driving, going, this does not move me, screaming in my head, this does not move me, this does not move me, this does not move me. But I take a bow to mothers all over the world that have to deal with children. And I think that they are immature little beings that we just have to accept that's where they're at. I talk a lot about spiritual maturity and the fact that we as adults get to allow ourselves to look to being spiritually mature through our lives, and to recognize if we are doing a temper tantrum, or if we are screaming, whether it be physically or just internally within ourselves, to stop and look at what we're doing, to stop and be the observer, to be the witness, and to be kind to ourselves, like we want to be kind to these children who all they want is their mama. Because I believe that life, love, the divine presence, the mothering instinct, whatever you want to call it, is for us. It wants to encourage us to grow, to change, to evolve, to reveal more of what we are. Even through times of challenge, even through times of change, it wants us to grow. I was thinking about Emma Curtis Hopkins, and the one quote that she's famous for that I can remember is, "This too is God, this too is good, and I demand to see the good in it now." To know that at every moment, this godness, this goodness is right here, and I demand to see it. I need to open my eyes to what in the world is going on in my life, in this world right now, that is wanting to birth itself through me, that is wanting to bring itself into a new set of circumstances, into a new set of environment, and for me to step up and be more than I was yesterday, to be more than I think that perhaps I can be. Because remember, what we're doing each day is going within initially and asking for the divine guidance of that divine mother within us. To what in this day, in this moment, how can I be led to be a blessing, to give of my higher self? There was a test given to school-aged children asking them, why did God make mothers? And the answers were, she's the only one who knows where the Scotch tape is. Think about it. It was the best way to get more people. Mostly to clean the house. To help us out of there when we were getting born. Interesting. A police recruit was asked during the exam, "What would you do if you had to arrest your own mother?" He said, "I'd call for backup." Life is always moving forward. Life is always moving through us. But we must let go of the old. We must let go of what has been to be able to live in the present and to be able to move forward into the now. I think about Mother's Day, and I think about Khalil Gibran and what he wrote in the Prophet on children. And a woman who had a babe against her bosom said, "Speak to us of children." And he said, "Your children are not your children. They are the sons and..." Stop it. "They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for its own. They come through you, but they are not from you. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts. They have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls. For their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. For life goes not backward, nor tarries with yesterday. You are the bows from which your children as living arrows are sent forth. The archer sees the mark upon the path of the infinite, and he bends you with his might, that his arrows may be swift and far. Let your bending in the archer's hand be for gladness. For even as he loves the arrow that flies, so he loves also the bow that is stable." We are here to honor, to bless, to revere, to remember those mothers that guided us, that led us. So I ask you to honor them today. Whether your mother was all that you expected and wanted her to be or not, to know that each and every mother is doing the very best they possibly can. So be at peace, be at joy, feel the love that has birthed every single one of us, and enjoy this day to the fullest. Namaste.